Hey, Omar here again, and I'm here with Chicago Cycling Network. And as usual, I go around and I try to find interesting, amazing people in Chicago who makes the city run based on cycling, and people who just, you see them out there and you're like, wow, these people look inspiring, look like they're on a mission, they're going somewhere. And Jack is one of them, and I met Jack maybe a year ago at Evolution Cycling. And I was like, man, this guy looked like he's going somewhere because he was on a mission. And over the couple of months, I've seen him, and I've seen him improve amazingly in the cycling ability. He's been really putting in the work. And this is something that, we should all aspire to, because if what you put in cycling is what you're going to get out. And Jack is true, a testament of that. So again, I just want to thank everybody who's been supporting me so far. Again, people who have been subscribing behind the scene, people come on to do the interviews. I really appreciate it, guys. Again, thank you for everything, all of the support. Chicago, you rock. Really appreciate it. A Jamaican thing, so I have to bless up everybody down the yard. So keep it going. Love you guys. We'll keep it going. So yeah, I'm here today with Jack, and he's gonna introduce himself and tell a little bit about himself. We'll get to know him. We're gonna see him on the road, and I guarantee you're gonna see him in the races, and he's probably gonna be kicking some butt. So, hey, Jack, thank you.
We'll see. Yeah. So I'm Jack. I am currently in my last semester at Loyola, but I'm actually originally from the East Coast. So yeah, I came here for school. I only started biking in 2023, I think.
Wow.
So recently, but I used to be a runner and then messed up with like my knees and stuff. I didn't do enough strength training. So yeah, I bought a bike, got super into it. And then I eventually joined Evolution, and I've absolutely fallen in love with the cycling community here. Met people like you, and yeah, it's just been a great experience overall.
Yeah, you talk about mess up your knee. So again, it's important to cross train, guys, because I saw some pictures, Jack, and I was like, man, this guy looked pretty fast. I was stalking his Facebook, Instagram. I'm a stalker like that, but it's all for good reasons. It's all for good reasons. And I saw that you're doing pretty well in running. So did you do any big races running wise, or just just for health reasons?
Like prior to coming here, I was actually an ocean lifeguard, and we do big morning workouts every day. So I had like open water swimming experience and running primarily. But before that, I never did any team sports or anything throughout high school. But yeah, I fell in love with running, and then I came here. I ran the half marathon the fall half marathon here in Chicago. I did great, but I'd never strength trained, and my knee, I got tendonitis, so I had to stop running. That's what prompted me to get my bike.
Gotcha. Yeah, sometimes strength training is important. Sometimes also the shoes too.
Shoes and just eating enough, and like there's so much to it. But yeah, since starting biking, like I run like 2 or 3 days a week now. So it's a lot less like tension on my knees and stuff. And then cross training with the bike, I've built like muscles,
And I've seen the muscle transformation over the past year and a half or so. I've been seeing you on the bike. So yeah, it's true, because when I was in Miami, right, and people know about this. I mean, I was a crazy runner. Okay, crazy runner. I used to run a lot. Crazy, 3,000 miles a year.
Oh gosh.
2018, I'm the first person ever in Miami to do the Miami Marathon, right? Did the half marathon, finish, and then did the full afterwards.
Crazy.
Okay. And this was done like in 5.5 hours. So I was a decent runner back then.
More than decent.
It was fun. And again, I have many friends who, when I left Miami and I came here, started doing more biking, and they're like, oh, Omar, you stop running. And so I'm like, you know what? I need something different.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to save my hip and my joints and all different stuff. Because, if you keep on pushing your body running wise and don't cross train and just strength train, you can cause some serious damage. And we're young now, so we think we're invincible. We made of vibranium.
Yeah.
But later on, you're like, So
exactly. And also biking, you can go further for longer. Like I can bike all day and be fine and do it again the next day, but running, it's like,
oh, you're in pain.
Yeah.
You're in sore for a couple
running,
days.
It's a whole different ballgame.
But it was just good to discover cycling, discover Evolution. So how do you find out about Evolution?
It was just if you search like group rides on Google in Chicago, it comes up with a list of a few of them, but I just randomly selected it. And obviously Tim and all of them are super friendly. And I was a little bit like slower there. I had no race experience at all when I first showed up, but they were just super welcoming, and I kept showing up.
Yeah, and that's it. You got
It
hooked.
stuck. Yeah, it stuck.
So we need to get you to come out to Cortado in the morning.
Yes,
5:45. 5:45 though.
I'm a morning person.
So it depends on where you live. I leave here in the morning at about 5:15.
Okay.
Right there at 5:45, but I leave at 5 because I'm about 6 miles away.
Yeah.
So I basically ride from here up to like Tower.
Yeah.
And then come back to Plaza to meet the group. So I try to get like 8-10 miles before the ride, then ride.
Yeah.
Which is like perfect for you. A little bit. I can see a little bit south of me, so you might.
Yeah, tiny bit.
A little bit, so you might get there. But that's a fun group to come up with one of these
yeah.
days. We can, and then some days we have the Jetson guys. It's a fusion.
Okay.
And then it's a lot of leg rippers. So sometimes we have like Lanyon come out sometimes.
Okay.
And Mason Roca.
Yeah.
So and those guys are top level, top tier. Mason Roca when he comes out, and Mason Roca and Drew is another big Drew. This big orange. You've seen him probably on the Jetson rides on the weekend. When those guys come out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of grasping, but it's a good way to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
And for sure, you need to get to WNR.
Yes.
You need to come to that.
Yes.
But that's another beast. But I think you're there because I've seen the work you put in, and you're almost there. So you say you're going to Loyola now.
Yes. Yep.
And what are you studying at Loyola?
So I double major in economics and finance. So I actually like commute downtown every day for class. But the campus is up here.
Yeah, because when my son was interviewing for doing college tour, campus tour, and he went to Loyola, but it's just too big for him. He needs a smaller environment. The place is
fair.
It's
fair.
Huge.
To
him.
Okay,
to him.
That's fair. I was gonna say, as far as colleges go, it's actually pretty small school. But yeah, the difference like in campuses depending on what he wants to study. So, but I absolutely love it, and I'm so happy I made the jump. Because I lived in New Hampshire my whole life. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to take a chance. So I came out here, no friends, no family.
Reminds me of me.
I can't relate. But
from Jamaica all the way to Dallas, Texas.
Not to that extreme. But so that's also why I've fallen in love with cycling, because it's opened up like beyond Loyola, a whole community of people. And I've also gotten to explore like all the different parts of the city that I never knew about. So.
Yeah, we need to get hooked up with Steve Hoffner. You saw the guy who rode all the streets in Chicago.
Yes, I did see that.
so he brought me some places. Remember the last day we did his ride, and we rode like 40 miles just for him to ride 1 mile. But the things I saw, and I was like, wait a minute, I was out in Humboldt Park or something like that, and saw all the places. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. There's some very interesting places in Chicago. So
totally,
that's the cool thing about it for sure. Riding, you can go one morning, get up on the hem and go to Wisconsin.
Yes.
And you bike to the border, maybe get some spotted cow, hang out, get some cheese, and you come back. You know?
Exactly.
So you can't beat that. So again, this is why Chicago is just like, and if you go south, you're heading to Indiana, right?
Yes.
And you can go on the bike path all the way down there. So there's just amazing things here. Or you can go, go west or go in the suburbs, like in which I need to start doing some of those rides this year. For sure. I want to do the Major Taylor ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go to some of the rides out in the west burbs because they don't have any stop lights like here in the city, like stop and go and stop and go.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna fix that. A lot of new things to come.
Still so much exploring to do. There's still so many.
I mean, 2023 you said, so you're still pretty.
No, I'm very new, fresh. So much to learn, but it's like that's the other thing. Like everybody I meet is willing to like help you out, give advice, talk about them. It's great.
Again, I think this is something I always like about Chicago cycling is that you can literally stop at any random coffee stop, see somebody and ask a question, and they will be ready to talk bike with you and tell you about anything, whatever you need to learn. So with that said, this question is for you. So what do you prefer, or what do you think is best, rim brake or disc brake?
I have to say disc brake because I've only ever had one bike and it's been disc brake.
Okay.
That might change in the future, but we have to see. I'm now I'm up to 2 bikes, but that's only going to grow.
It's only going to grow. It's called me N plus. I just keep on going because again, I had 1 bike.
Yeah.
Then 1 became 2, and I'm like, but I want that one. then all of a sudden you saw the bikes I have. There's like 2 here, 2 there, 2 over there, 1 on the trainer, 1, 2 on the, yes. But yeah, I'm a rim brake guy.
Okay.
Because most importantly for me is that the brake is stopping the bike.
That is very important.
So we can say, okay, you're going down a hill. live in Chicago. There's no downhill in Chicago. The biggest live in Chicago is maybe going up Tower Hill climb
Yes. Yep.
and the rollers. That's about it.
Yeah.
And if it rains, I stay indoor. If it's cold, I'm indoors. So
Yep.
that's my logic. But if you like this break, but maybe explore a little bit, you might
Yeah. No.
change your mind.
Exactly.
So like when it's cold in Chicago, so have you discovered Zwifters yet?
Yes.
And how is that going?
At first, I was like a little taken back, but it has the same benefits as riding outside. Like a big reason why I ride is like for my mental health and like my headspace. But yeah, it does the same thing for me, and I'm obviously a lot more comfortable not riding in like 20-degree weather. So
Yeah, me too. I used to do 20 degrees, 15, 10. I bought all equipment and everything.
Yeah.
Heated gloves, heated sock, heated vest. Then the quarter the boys, we go there and then we go bike. And then I'm like, why am I doing this? Because I was getting really sick. Like in 2022, 23, I got really sick from the cold, air in my lung. I was just like, couldn't breathe and a cough for like 4 months. I didn't do it last year. I'm fine.
Yeah. It's just a lot more enjoyable. And also like I met tons of guys on Zwift.
Exactly. People in Chicago, people all over the world that you meet. And of course, if you've ridden on Zwift, I mean, everybody probably I've met. There's one guy called Trash Can and Chicken. Those two guys.
Yeah.
Like everybody, because or Coco, you'll always meet those two guys. I think the other guy is his name is I think bike something. They're always on Zwift. You get to meet those people. So different group rides.
Exactly.
You meet so many amazing people, and then you end up meeting them in real life. For example, I did the BMTR ride in Wisconsin, which hopefully one day, if they ever come back or come close, I'll go to that ride again.
Yeah.
I did that ride and I met Brian Kelly.
Yes.
Right? In real life first, and then met him on Zwift through the BMTR ride.
Yeah.
And Nick, Dehan, and all those guys.
Yeah.
I met all those guys in real life, and then I met them on Zwift.
Yeah.
So, Zwift is my thing for the summer, because I always joke and say, I'm Jamaican. I'm made for the heat, not for sleet. So
no, true.
I will stick to indoors. So did we touch on so what are some of the things that you really like about Chicago cycling? Like for you, like what really, you find amazing?
Well, I mean, I love the group rides, but also I love riding alone. But from where so I'm in Rogers Park right now, but I love going north. Obviously Highland Park, all that stuff up there is great. But once you're out of the city and out of the stoplights, it's nice to just cruise. I obviously love St. Mary's and that stuff up there.
Of course.
If the wind's the right direction, obviously. But beyond just the great riding, I think it's all flat for the most part. But then, the people and showing up to certain group rides, like whether it be Wednesday Night Ride or Judson or even just the Sunday Evolution rides, there's always people that are better than you, so they force you to push yourself. So you always get better, and it's just a great experience overall. Then again, I haven't really experienced cycling anywhere else, just because I started here. So the future will compare things, but I think it's a pretty great environment.
Yeah, so we need to get you to so every year we go to this ride called the Ups and Downs. It's actually in Elizabeth, Illinois. It's close to Galena.
Okay.
And it's like 100K, but it's so much fun. Okay. And I'll tell you, I've been trying to get Tim and all them guys to come out so we can go do it.
Yeah.
But whenever I go there, me and Patrick and you've met Mike Baber.
Yep.
So we go there with Kendall, and we go there, 4 of us, so we just ride, man, and just chill. Cool. My God, it's so amazing. And you want to take a picture, but the camera does no justice. Yeah. You just have to be there to experience it.
Yes.
So hope you can get to ride some of those rides. There's a bunch of gravel rides too, Jack Peck. He does the Michigan Challenge, and I think he's going to do another race series called the Driftless Dagger. Okay. So if you go in Western Illinois, you'll be mind blown. Yeah.
I did the Big River Gravel Series. I did the last race or last fall, and that was out in Iowa. That was crazy.
Crazy fun.
Yeah, it was awesome though. And then I also did Race the Lake, which is up in
up in Wisconsin, up north. But that's what I want to do. But every year we're going to do it. I'm camping with a family, and you met my family just now. You see, they keep me busy, and I have to draw a fine line. Because one time I went camping and I did the Stockton. Yeah, they did the Rafa 10,000 Stockton. I left early morning. I didn't come back until late evening. People he left all day. I'm like, hey, that was my first gravel ride.
It's an all-day event.
It's an all exactly.
Yeah.
So I think my thing now, to be safe, I'm gonna stop doing camping. I'm doing riding only, no camping, because when I leave, I don't want to come back. I just want to stay with the boys and hang out and do cool things
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So what are some of the things that you think could be improved in Chicago cycling? If there's anything that you think could be improved in cycling wise.
I would just, I mean, I can't, I don't really have anything off the top of my head, but I think with any sport or anything, I think people should prioritize being welcoming to like whoever wants to try the sport out, no matter your level. Like kind of always keeping your ego in check, especially if you're like know everything about Chicago cycling, which you do a great job of. Like you're very welcoming. Like you're even talking to me right now, so that I think is something that you should be reminded of, or everyone should be reminded of, just because it's a good way to be.
Yeah, of course. This in general, as being a good human being is great. I mean, I've seen there's some people who are kind of notorious because they're kind of just too hardwire. And again, these guys are racers. I understand.
Yeah,
But sometimes you can slow down and just say hi. It's okay, you know.
that's what I mean. But I mean, that's like kind of personal preference. But I'd say there are some people. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's just life. But beyond that, I think it's a great experience and everything. So, and I've yet to get into like the crits, just because
No criticism yet,
not yet.
but you will.
I like a long race or like triathlons or stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully this summer I'll try one. We'll see.
Well, Intelli or Chicago Grit, maybe to change the name now.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
okay.
I mean, I am still gonna do crits because I'm too old and I don't heal as fast anymore. So I'm really trying to avoid crits as best as possible. Like long rides, I will do gravel stuff individual, but just to see, the crashes and stuff, I
that's why I'm hesitant.
That's my biggest thing. If I was, didn't have a family and I have a crash and nobody depends on me, then I'm like, cool. But I have people depend on me. So I'm like, I am not trying to be on crit drama.
Yeah, exactly.
I am not trying to get on that stuff. So I just keep it group ride, stay healthy, try to motivate people, be welcoming, get people to think about the sport, bring awareness. That's kind of my thing. Because again, because of when I used to race and stuff, and I used to, I was an age grouper. Yeah. When I raced in Miami in my third, fourth year, every race I did, it was like age grouper or I won races. Okay. And then at one point I'm like, man, this is kind of stressful. Am I doing this? I'm like, no more racing. So now I'm old enough, I'm more mature. Like I don't have to race. Is that boxer medal looking over there? I left that boxer medal in Miami. Yeah. 2018 when I moved here. Yeah. I just got it a couple days ago. A friend of mine shipped it to me finally. I'm like, okay, to send them finally, I'll just go through the medals and look at them. And that's maybe like 25% of all my medals, because most of the medals I gave them away. But those meant something, so I kept a few that really meant something to me.
No, I like that.
So yeah. So you say no, maybe no crits, but any big plans for this year?
Yeah. So I've again pretty new to the cycling scene, but I did like a gravel race and then raced the lake, which was 90 miles or something. Absolutely loved it. I also did the Chicago Triathlon, and I surprised myself. I got top 100.
Oh, that's pretty awesome! Congrats.
So that was like kind of fueled me up. So I am going to do a half Ironman this summer.
Which one?
Rockford. Just because proximity.
I have some friends. I said, hey, doing the Rockford is like, oh, it's nothing the same. I'm like, but that's Rockford, man. It's pretty awesome. I know about Rockford.
Yeah. I've never heard of it, but
it's the first or second year.
Is it first? It's
inaugural.
Inaugural.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing that, but so far, I've been running all year, and I'm doing pretty good. So still a lot of work to be done.
And how's your knee? How's your knee holding up?
Good, because I started strength training, and then I also teach yoga classes, so I'm a yoga instructor.
Man, wait. All right, so back up. This is why this guy's cool. I don't think you even know how cool he is, right? So he teaches you. I didn't know this. He teaches yoga. He does triathlons, and he said he used to do a swim. He used to be a lifeguard.
Yep.
So he swims, he runs, and he bikes. What else? You're gonna tell me you're like an astronaut or something like that? I mean, I don't know. That's pretty amazing.
Not an astronaut, but yeah, no, just yoga. So, but yoga helps so much with mobility and like being flexible and all that stuff. And then I go to the gym I strength train like once a week. And that's done it for me. Like I can pretty much run as far as I want. So
Awesome. Where do you teach your yoga classes?
So my school is a recreation center, but I'm fully certified. I have like a 200-hour certification. I don't think I'll continue after school, but I just teach to students there. I'm like alumni. But it's a good gig. I love it.
Man, I'm learning this today. See, if you
Yeah,
don't know what to do, you
I'm a
never know.
yogi, so I'm like I'm pretty zen.
I
So
got you. I can feel the aura. It's very zen. A really, really good friend of mine. His name is Darren Wiseman.
Yeah.
AKA Dr. Dribble. So
Okay.
this guy used to run marathons, half marathons, and dribble basketball.
Oh dang.
And never dropped them. So I think it was a 2017 or so. I was his chaperone for the race. So I took his water and everything and his gel. Amazing runner. Amazing. Darren, love you, bro. I'll see you soon. And now he's into yoga. And I see the guy do some stuff and I'm like, how?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I've been doing yoga my whole life. So that's always been a part of me. And then I got the opportunity to become an instructor. So I did that. And there was a while where like between running and biking, when I hurt myself running, I didn't have a bike yet. So all I did was like yoga. For a while. But that wasn't enough. I needed biking.
I hear you.
I needed it.
Nothing wrong with mixing it up. I did yoga maybe 5 times in my life. And the first time was I was trying to impress this girl. I was in Miami. And she took me to an Ashtanga level 3 class. And I never went back. I was like, no. And I was like, I'm not that flexible. I'm a runner. I have all these tight muscles. Level 3, come on. I was not ready for that.
No.
So what kind of yoga do you do? Like, there are different types. You're into...
I kind of do, vinyasa, but it's a combination of multiple types of yoga. But it's like if you go to a hot yoga studio, it's typically the layout of like a general yoga class that you'll get. But it's pretty simple. And I'd probably have like the harder class out of all the instructors at Loyola, just because I like to give a little punch,
Gotcha.
But it's a good time. I love it.
So maybe we need to start having you like a cycling yoga class or something like that.
Yeah, I could do that.
You should promote it. You never know.
You never know. I think Tim wanted me to do something for the off season of something like that, but it never happened. Time flies. We get busy.
Okay, we're gonna make it happen this year, okay? Because I didn't know this about you. I mean, we have been to the park down there for the barbecue. The perfect place for us. All right, down and do a yoga class and led by you. I mean, I'll show up. Yeah. I won't do level 3 stuff, but I will try my best to,
Great recovery.
Exactly. So you mentioned you're at Loyola, and you mentioned you're able to graduate. So when you graduate, what's next for you?
Yeah, so I actually, I'm going into banking. I'm not totally sure, but commercial banking analyst at Bank of America. I just accepted my job offer. So I'm set for after school. Congrats on that. That's huge. I'm sure things will definitely change with like how much I'm able to bike and all that. But actually, I never. Well, know. I
hope it don't. I mean, if you can bike early morning, I mean, I have a full-time job, and by 7:30, I am back in the house, and I am out of the apartment at like 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:15. So early morning or late evenings, you can get it done. So
exactly.
Please don't change. And I know once you get your job, you're gonna be having like a S-Works, you're gonna have like the new VR1, S Colnago.
Exactly.
You're gonna have the new the new of everything.
Yes.
So are you mechanical now or are you DI2?
Mechanical. I see, like I didn't know too much. I'm still learning so much about bikes. There's so much to learn.
Yeah, me too.
It's never ending. But obviously then you meet people, you see what their bikes they're riding, you're like, ask all the questions, they tell you everything they know. But yeah, I'm still learning so much. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I build all my bikes.
You built all of them?
Every single bike is here, except for the disc brake, because that was built by Patrick, and then I had Evo do some work on it. But yeah, I built all these bikes you see right here. This bike took me about 4 hours to build.
Oh wow!
once I have
That's
all
once
I have all the parts, like 4 hours, I can sit down and knock this off. This is rim brakes. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
The hardest part going to be if you have like internal housing and stuff cable. Hardest part. Other than that, piece of cake.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Do you want a torque wrench?
No. There's so much.
You need to own a torque wrench. I didn't know what a torque wrench was. So if you're with carbon, if you all these things have numbers on them.
Yeah.
And it means if you go over it, you can just crack the carbon. So
Yeah,
there's a
yeah, yeah.
special wrench you have that give you this exact number you need, and if you go over that, then it will stop you. So yeah, torque wrench.
Yeah. Now, how long did it take you from starting biking to like obtaining all the knowledge, like to being able to build a bike? I'm just curious.
Like in my second year.
Okay. Oh wow.
One, because all of the bikes I have. So for example, the bike on my trainer with my Fuji. So that bike, I bought the frame and I went to my friend Andrew Van Til.
Yeah.
You probably see Andrew. He's in the Evolution chat.
Okay.
I featured him too.
Yeah.
And I sat with him and he showed me to build the bike. And the hardest part was basically the housing, like the cable part.
Yeah.
But if you have the right tools, changing cassette, changing bottom bracket, all those things, you have the tools, piece of cake.
Okay.
And whenever in doubt, YouTube.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can figure things out. Or just call somebody.
Yeah.
But my second year, I know most of the things. And again, this is all about us having the right tools. Once you have the right tools, you can do all of my maintenance work, I do myself.
Nice.
Everything.
Okay. That's how I strive to be.
Yeah.
One
So
day.
next, you're going to get there.
One day.
And I know you also said that one of your goals for this year is to beat me in miles. And I see you're destroying me now.
I'm on track.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, it's keep it up, because the miles you put in going to make a big difference later, since you're a new rider. But I'll advise you, don't burn yourself out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, for me, the days I show up and I bike, I feel exponentially better just going about daily life. Because again, it's a big mental health thing for me. But if there's ever a day I don't want to bike or whatever, I won't. And also you can just take it easy. You don't have to go hard all the time.
Exactly.
So
yeah, that will make a big difference. And again, just keep it interesting, keep it fun. You know,
Yeah.
I put the work in. I was a couple years ago, I did like over 16,000 miles for the year. I was doing 14,000, 13,000.
Crazy.
So I put in the work.
Yeah.
Because I was applying the same thing for running, for biking, because I started running, I couldn't run a 10-minute mile.
Yeah.
And then after about 3 years of putting in the work, I was able to run sub 5-minute miles.
Yeah.
Pacing them, 20-minute 5K pacer, 130 half pacer. So put the work in, eventually it will all come together and be like, oh, this is pretty awesome. So
yeah.
And just can set these realistic goals.
Totally.
And it'll make a big difference in how far and fast you can go.
Yeah.
So I put in the work. So now for me it's not about volume anymore. It's about quality.
Okay.
So that's why you see me now. Plus it's early season too. So I'm waiting to rest my legs. I don't want to overtrain now. So I'm saving it for the springtime.
And you're busy. You have a million kids.
Exactly. A lot to do. So, but it's great that we're in this network. So anything you want to leave us with before you didn't tell us about that you want to share with Chicago, so they can know you, so when they see like, hey, that's Jack. I know Jack.
If you ever see me, definitely say hi. Definitely want to meet everyone. But I guess like the biggest thing would honestly be consistency, because like I haven't even been biking that long, but it used to just be like 20 miles on the lakefront and be like, oh my gosh, 20 miles. But then you just keep hitting these new goals and showing up every day, whether it be you're like really pushing yourself or just having a chill ride, but it all adds up. And now I bike a lot. So just consistency and showing up actually makes a big difference. So
hear that, guys? Consistency. If my son ever made it through this far in this watching this video, listen to what Jack said. Consistency.
It's
very important.
It's true.
All right. So again, Jack, thank you so much for
thank you for having
chatting
me.
with us. I think we learned a little bit about Jack. Again, if you see him out there, guys, please don't be shy.
Yes.
And having people like Jack in the network, as I always say, is what makes Chicago an amazing place to bike in. You don't see us much outside when it's cold because we're all indoors. We have trainers now. Thank the universe. It gave us Zwift. It gave us Roof. It gave us all the different indoor trainers that we can actually use to bike indoors. But trust me, once it warms up, we're going to be theming outside. We're going to see all riders from all in the bike paths, up north, up south, east, west. We're going to be everywhere. So again, guys, keep the miles and smiles going. And as we end, guys, one love and thank you, God, for everything. Until we meet again.